So a lot of my streak entries are sort of disorganized or don't have information, and definitely could use some tightening up. So want to go through and just make sure that I have all the information for everyone that I've talked to. So when I refer back and we communicate with people together, it's really easy to see where we are in the conversation, you know, refer back to, oh, do they have a kid or do they have multiple children? Did they have something going on with their family? Because when there's so many conversations going on, it's very easy to, not be able to keep track as well as you'd like of all the goings on with everyone. So, would like to go through. It's going to be, it takes some time to kind of go through everyone and look them up and fill out their profile. So, just want to walk through a few people to sort of set a pattern of how to do this. So, start at the bottom with Melissa Eldridge. So, what we're going to do is we'll click on the box and her, um, you know, streak's going to come up. So, some people have some notes in here, some don't have any. Uh, it really varies. Some people I've just kind of copied and pasted their stuff in there. So, the overall sort of template is I want to have their goals at the top. So it's really easy to refer back to because I speak to that a lot when talking to people because I want to remind them of what it is that they are working towards. So that's going to be there. And then I want to know what they struggle with, whether they struggle with time or food or family or lack of support or whatever it is. So that's going to be there. And then sort of notes about themselves. I'm going to restructure this a little bit. So, notes like, for example, family. I don't know if I can underline this. Can I underline this? No. So, family, um, recreation, occupation, occupation, and recreation. So, just let me take that out. Put that down here for notes. So we'll just walk through this one and do it together. So Melissa Eldridge. So what we can do is copy and paste the name and then go over to the Facebook messages and type it in. And so up's going to come Melissa Eldridge. So you're going to want to scroll all the way to the top. Some of them are going to have very little information. I mean, the range of the conversations is going to totally vary. So generally at the beginning, it'll say how I know them. So go through. I actually met her in July, and she wanted to be involved in the Jumpstart, which is a free group that I do sometimes to kind of generate interest and build relationships. And so I'm asking her what her goals are. Didn't hear back from her. Wrote back a few days later. Still didn't hear back from her. And then I actually went on her page and kind of checked out and see what she was up to, and it saw that she was getting married. So what we can do is we can go back, it might take kind of a few toggles back and forth. So come over here, and how do I know her? This was wrong. I know her from do I have a free group? From a free group. So that's how I know her, is from a free group. We can leave out the follow-up date. She hasn't purchased any products, hasn't ordered anything, not a coach. None of this pertains to her right now. So she's going to stay in this invite to free group because sort of big picture is I want to go through and get everyone organized and then send out some messages to get people excited about doing a free group. So we've got the goal, the struggle, the family. So family, she's married. She got married, I think, in July? Let's see here. So she did a challenge with the trainer. Let's see here. So yeah, so she's into fitness, so that's good. So come over here. So she's married, married wife. She has a partner, married wife in July of 2015. I plan on having this system for a while, so I want to put the year so that I can refer back later. Not sure about her occupation yet, So yeah, so I have this here. So she just did you know, a challenge, and but I think we should put the date there. So that would be August. So August 2015. She just did that. Okay, great. So then we scroll down a little bit. I mean, we can kind of gloss over what I say, but what they say is going to be much more informative. So, she's been super busy with the wedding, um, checking in with her a bunch. Let's see here. Um, so she may be interested in coaching, which I don't know if I have that noted. I do have that noted. So that's good to know that has that. If I didn't have that, then what you'd want to do is just click on this, and a little menu is going to pop up, and you just want to select, um, you know, as you go through, they'll see like 21DF stands for 21 Day Fix, 21DFX stands for 21 Day Fix Extreme, BBL stands for Brazil Butt Lift, BOD stands for Beachbody On Demand. Boosts are these extra things that you can put in your Shakeology. Size is another workout program. Coaching is actually becoming a coach like me. Discount coach means that they're not necessarily interested in coaching, but they want to actually continue to purchase the products at a discount. Fixate is a cookbook. Hammer and Chisel is a new workout coming out. Max 30 is a workout. P90X3 is a workout. Performance Line, and so on. So if there are specific products that we've discussed in the message, you can go ahead and tag those. Follow-up date, I'm actually going to remove those because I'm doing follow-ups a different way now. And then if they've purchased a product, that it's obvious, and I've missed it because, like I said, I've sort of started the system recently and it's not complete whatsoever. So if it's obvious that they've completed a program, you can go in there, and again, it's got the tags, and you can add those in as well. Uh, if most of the time I have people tagged as coaches, but if you have a question, or it's obvious that I missed someone, this stuff is more something that you'd find out in the back office, but I have that there. So I've got those notes. We can scroll down a little bit more. Let's see here. So she's been super busy. So she went to the Maldives for her honeymoon. Let's see here. So option 8, went to Maldives on honeymoon. So come back here. And is that it? Okay. So yeah. So I guess no love from Melissa, really. Not a lot of action here. So am I getting her confused with someone else? I just want to check. Let's just double check. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's right. Okay. Because I talk to a lot of people, so it's easy to get people confused sometimes. So yeah. So that's what I know about her. So basically, that would be the end of her entry. So we'll do another one just for, kind of get a system down. So then Catherine Garrett. Oh, come back. Catherine, come back. Wait. Sorry. So 21 Day Fix. Come down here. Okay. So Catherine Garrett. So click on that. And then again, probably easiest to just copy and paste. And then again, as you're going through, might not happen right away, but as you're going through, like, let's just say Melissa Beaton was on the list, and you click her name and it comes up, and you click on her message, and you're like going in and you're checking it out. I like, because it's a new message, I'm going to need to get back to her. So once you go through and look through it and collect all the information, you just want to go over here to click this button again and make sure that it's unread, so that it re-highlights. So now it's blue again. You can kind of see it's kind of blue, so that I'll know that I need to go back to her. So some of the people sort of, sorry, further down on the list won't necessarily have that going on. But as you move up through the stages with people that I'm having more regular conversations with, that may happen. So just want to make sure I need to stay on top of getting back to those messages. So Catherine Garrett, let's see here. Don't know about Catherine Garrett. So here we go. So come up here. Let's see here. some of these things may be obvious as to how I know them. Like the majority of people are going to be from the 21 Day Fix info group, probably my like page. What else? Maybe a jumpstart group or a boost. Like a lot of Facebook ad ways that I connect with people. If there's somebody that you're unsure of how I know them, just feel free to, send me a Trello card or a Viber message or something like that. So for this one specifically, what year did you graduate poly? That was actually the school that I went to. So we didn't go to the same, we weren't in the same grade, but we grew up together, and her brother was in my class. So let's see here. Yeah, exactly. So let's see here. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so you can tell here you're in my brother's class. Um, here's this. So I flip flop on meal planning versus day to day winging it. Okay, great. So here we go. All right, so I need to actually, I'll make a template for this and I'll put it in the Trello card. But so we have goals up here. And then if you do option 8, or you can just copy and paste it, it makes this little bullet point. And then struggles, and then family, occupation, recreation. Like sometimes people will say like, oh, I really like to go kayaking, or I'm really into fishing, or whatever, something like that. Not everyone's going to have that, but it's just good to have that noted if that comes up in conversation, because then I can refer back to it later. And then notes, overall notes. So here, I would say this would go under struggle. So, she flip-flops between meal planning versus day-to-day winging it. Because that's something I could talk to and just be like, hey, I know that you struggle with, kind of finding a good routine. Would this be helpful to you? Great. So like she'd be perfect, like inviting her to a Christmas group, be like, hey, I know you really struggle with meal planning when it's cold. Would you be interested in doing a free group with me? Because it'll take the guesswork out of your week, whatever. But that's there. So this is about her brother. Her daughter Jane turned 7 months. She's the most fun ever. So that was in October. So she was 7 months in October. So 5 months would be March. So she's I would say March family. So daughter turned 1 in, let's see what. Wow, 2013. Okay, so daughter turned 1. Sorry, so you can see the dates here. I'm not sure if you know that, but this is what I'm referring back to. As you can see, this is the month and this is the year. So daughter turned 1 in March of 2014. So that way when I turn back, I'd be like, oh, your daughter's this age. How old is she? So that's helpful. So that's great. And then I'm kind of chatting about her. So she reached out to me and said she's interested in learning about Beachbody. So here we go. Products interested in. When somebody says I'm interested in Beachbody or I'm interested in coaching or something, that means, coaching. So I want to tag her for coaching. Let's see here. What else we got? So here she says, I'm interested in maintaining, blah, blah, blah. So like literally I'll copy and paste, and then I'll come over here and just say her goal. I am interested in, and you could say goal is to maintain my good health and increase my fitness while improving my family's financial health too. Amazing. So when I refer back to it, I can be like, hey, this is what you said you were interested in. And then come down here, a lot of follow-ups. She ignores me. And that's it. So, that's the end of that. So we'll do one more, and then I think, kind of get the picture of that. So there we go. Oh, sorry. We forgot to do the source. The source would be, let's see here. Um, I would say just FB. Sorry. So there you go with that. And then we'll do Stephanie Borland. And for her, I think I actually have a bunch of information that I've been copying in here. Sorry. And we'll come over here and copy and paste. Okay, there we go. So Stephanie Borland. So we've, and you'll kind of get a sense for how I talk to people and how I connect with people, sort of the different scripts I use as you go through. It would probably be helpful to read through sort of the back and forth conversation as you go through, kind of see how I talk to people, how we respond, and as I've done this over the past 2 years, I've definitely gotten better. I mean, some of the messages are kind of embarrassing, so but we live and we learn. So here we go. Great connecting with you. A message close to this means that they were in one of my 21-day fix info group. And so here is the tag for that. 21DF info group is what that means. And then here's her goal. I'm looking to get back into shape after my boys 2 weeks ago. So she just had a baby in June. So different plans to see what's best for me. So, since we're going to go through and do this from scratch, I'm just going to get rid of this because it's going to be easier. So, let's see here. So we've got goal, struggle, family, or we can just put work, fun, just make it simple, and then notes. So that'll be our template. So I'm just going to save that over here because that I'm going to make as wrong thing. That I'm going to make as part of our template that we can just use. And you can leave them blank because it'll also be helpful in talking to people to know, be like, oh, I actually don't know anything about her family. I should ask, like, are you married? What did your husband do? Or how old are your kids? Like, so stuff like that. So so let's see here. So I'm looking to so her goal is to get back into shape after having a baby. So option 8, get back into shape after having my little boy. So she has a little boy, which is 2 in June. So just put had baby boy in June 2015. So she's, looking into different plans to see what's going to be a good fit for her. So we can just kind of put that with the goal just so I can refer back to that. And see here. So right here, my biggest struggle. Usually I'll ask them straight out, like, what do you struggle with? So usually they'll come back and say, I struggle with XYZ. So it is hopefully relatively simple to see what that is. So my biggest struggle is eating right. I count calories, but I'm not the best at it, which is horrible. Who likes to do that? I want to start running again once I'm cleared with my doctor. So I put that under fun. I mean, some of this is going to be sort of discretionary, but I put that under fun because she likes to run. That's something good to know. And then, chit-chatting about. She ignores me. She wants to pass for this round. I would recommend you go through and read just so you can get a sense of the conversations. Let's see here. Okay, so I think she went back to work. Yeah, so she went back to work, I think in like July. So that's something I would make note of. So work, option 8, went back to work in July of 2015. So that's really helpful. Mrs. Kids. Oh, great. So she started running over lunch. Let's see here. So usually I'll just copy and paste the whole message in here and then kind of dissect it. So I don't have to go back and forth. So it's nice to be back in a routine, but she misses her kids. So you can put that in under work, because it's work related. And she started running again. And then she has a long-haired dachshund named Phoebe, or I guess, oh, her daughter's name is Ava. So daughter's name is Ava. I think at some point in our conversation she mentions how old she is. So they have, so her parents have a dachshund. Yeah, okay, great. So, delete that. So that would go under family. I mean, I would consider, I don't ask people about their pets a lot, but I would consider that family. So, long-haired parents, I would edit it so that it's short. Parents, long-haired Dachshund is named Phoebe. And then we can take this Ava part out because we have that up here. And then she has a a black and white Boston Terrier pug mix named Sadie. Great. So there you go. Next, cruise down. So, oh, and so I asked her about her running, right? Because I want to know more about that because it's obviously something she's passionate about. So I'm curious. I personally am not a runner, but other people love it. Okay, so fun. So she started running. There we go. So again, so started running about 6 years ago. Okay. And took off while pregnant. Okay, great. So I ran 2 half marathons. I hope to do another in April. And again, I would put April 2016 because it'd be great. Like I'll know that. So like next year I can be like, hey, are you going to still do that marathon? How's the training going? And then if there's something that I think that might help her, I'm more equipped to suggest it. Both my kids are not in school yet, so I can put that over here in the family. And great. Okay. So she, okay, so I sometimes people have typos, so you have to kind of like, sometimes I have to go to their page and be like, what are they talking about? So she, I think she works with hospitals and medical assistance applications. Interesting, not something I do stuff with. And I would just put works short commute. Okay, so there's that. Let's see, what else do we got? She thinks I work out of my house. I do not work out of my house. Lots of messages being ignored. Oh, so she had a race. Okay. Yeah, so she's really into running. Keep messaging. And you'll notice, like, I just message people because I'm like, I know you're getting my message and I know you're ignoring me because people write back and they're like, I'm sorry I was ignoring you. So here we go. So her daughter is 3. I knew there was somewhere in here. So this was on Monday. So I don't know. Who knows how our relationship could develop. On Monday, I don't even know what the 10th is of September, so I could look it up. So that's why I said, like, some of these entries could take longer than others. Because some people I have, like, really long conversations with, and some people I don't have any conversation with. You'll see. All right, so September 10th here, so Monday. So her birthday's the 14th, so I would put that in there. So let's see here. Family. Daughter's name is Ava. Birthday is 9/14. Turned 3. So, gets the point across. I can figure that out later. Let's see here. She's a peanut. Terry is so happy, go lucky. Oh, so Terry's the little boy. So, had a baby boy named Terry in June. Okay, so here, what is the group entail? I'm definitely looking for accountability. So I would say she struggles with accountability. Perfect. All these are all things I can speak to, which is awesome. Okay, so she wants to learn how to eat better. Yeah, oh, well, there she said it. Great. So here we go. So struggle, or goal, sorry, this is a goal. Definitely interested in learning how to eat better, make better food choices for my family and meals. There's a lot of stuff. So again, she enjoys running. I used to belong to a gym. Let's see here. Yeah, so she actually answered this stuff, which is great. So yeah, so I mean, you can see there's a lot of great information here. I put this up here because there's a lot. So, so she, okay, right. Actually, take it back and put this down here. So this is notes, just sort of like general information about her. If it doesn't fit under any of those categories, we just go under notes. So, used to belong to a gym for kids, love boot camp. I don't need that. Yeah, I know what boot camp is. Zumba wasn't my favorite workout. Yeah, I'm trying to get back to lifting. So I put that as a goal. That's great. Let's see here. Some of the stuff is going to be sort of unknown. See, so goal. So lifting some, so that's helpful. So notes, I could just put on 5-6, 155. So she has about an hour to work out, and does it over lunch break, because that is the only time I have. Okay, great. Let's see what else we got. She wants to know about the cost. So let's see here. I would put struggle cost objection. If they have a cost objection, you can just put that there under struggle, because that's something I can speak to later. Oh, right. So she says, hopefully after the holidays, I will be able to look into it. So that's very good. She wants to get P90X. So products interested in. P90X in here? No. So P90X. Create the tag. Great. So that's cool. That's good to know. And so this is how I do my follow-ups. So like, for example, she said after the holidays. So I'm going to want to, I already put these followed ups in, but so like now I'm going to have all this information about her, and like come mid-December I can be like, hey, how's your running going? What are you getting Ava and Terry for Christmas? Do you guys get treats for your dog Sadie? Like I'll have all this information there so that when I write her a message, I can speak to her, and I'm genuinely interested. I just can't remember all this stuff. There's just too much stuff to remember with all these people. So and just be like, do you get time off work? Like I'll know all this information, and then, at the end of the year, like right after the new year, be like, hey, I know you said you wanted to, you're struggling with accountability, you're training for a race coming up, you want to learn how to eat right, you have all this stuff. Like I have this group and I think it will help you do all of these things. Would you like to learn more about it? So that is the purpose behind all of these things, and why keeping track of it is so helpful, because, I want to help them find a solution. And, there's so many different products the Beachbody offers that, different ones are going to work better for different people at different times in their life. So let's see what else we got here. So, birthday parties. Okay, great. So the last we spoke is in November. I mean, she's busy. I get it. She's not super hot to join. But being able to like write back and have all this information, handy, I can ask questions about it. And, when I build a relationship, it's more beneficial for everyone. So that is like, for example, how a longer one would go. So that kind of gives you an overview of how to do it. And I will put this general template of things to fill out. And, if, for example, you're going through someone and I don't know anything about the family, leave the family headline in there, but leave it blank. And that way I'll know that when I go back, if it's someone that I, really feel would be a genuine good fit for the team or for our challenge group, I'd be like, oh, I don't know anything about their family. I should ask about that. And I can put that in. Like there's this other one I'm talking to and her family's sick. So I can be like, hey, dad is sick with diabetes and that, so that I know I can speak to that and I can remember that. So that is, you know, um, really great stuff. This 10 in play, what does that mean? That's for people that are going to be higher up on the list that we're not working with the second, but you'll work with later. Those are people that are like super hot to join a challenge group and are like, more than likely to put in an order. Not necessarily actually going to happen, but people that I've like given a lot of information to that express a bunch of interest that, want to join the group. They may or may not make a move. So that's what that means. Dream team, which actually Stephanie would be on my dream team. That's something I would kind of like choose, but she's got a kid around my age. She works. She's into health and fitness. Like this is the kind of like profile that I'm looking for. She's married. Like wants to learn. I mean, people that have like I would say like 50 to 60, 5 to 60 pounds to lose is probably more my target market. Someone who has 100 or 200, like that's another level, and I would of course help someone. I don't have personal experience, so there may be like a gap there for connection, and I think there's maybe someone else that would be able to help them better. Products purchased. She hasn't purchased anything. Order date, hasn't ordered anything. Challenge group. Once someone actually does order a challenge pack or a program and joins a challenge group, or they want to learn about the coaching opportunity, or they do a free group, you had asked about the challenge groups. This is, I usually will call it by the start date just so I can keep track. So there's that. And let's see here. If I do get any emails from her, then again, as you saw, you can like put her email in here. If I have a call, I can make notes. If I want to add a file, I don't never use this, but task reminder, which is how I did the follow-up. So like I know I'll get a little email and I'll also put on my calendar to know to follow up with them. So this is just a really amazing way to keep track of people and be able to refer back and move them around to different pipelines and stay in touch with them. So it sort of runs the gamut of a lot of information to very little information. So let's start with just going through this section and filling people out, and we can review and then go from there.